Hello. Hello, Twitch. Welcome to my snow day launch party. And, and the face reveal jump scare, I guess. This is my very first time. Streaming with Facecam on Twitch ever. So it's like kind of a big deal. We will have a special guest with us. So what happened? So what happened today? What happened today is that we were getting ready for my book launch party. It was very exciting. I had a morning like going over and signing books at the local indie store where we did our pre-order event. And then what happened is that the weather just started getting worse and worse and worse. And we had like an email chain going, talking about what we were going to do, whether we were still going to do the event. And at first everything looked fine. Everybody was like, we're still going to be fine. We can make it. It's no problem. And then I guess the forecast took a turn for the worst and then they canceled the event. They closed the library and canceled the event. So, I'm here with you guys instead. And in a moment, I'm going to introduce somebody, but I'm going to wait for this. Well, you know what? I'll just fade out this song. It'll be fine. I'll just fade out the song and tell you that we're going to be joined by the amazing M. M, you're unmuted now.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
And welcome to Ghost Book Launch Day, otherwise known as I Was a Teenage Death God. I Was a Teenage Death God launch party. I just still call it Ghost Book because, of course, I do.
Of course you do.
Thank you for having me. A lot of you from GSC Nation will know me from occasionally randomly popping into streams to have podcast discussions with MJ about Sweeney Todd.
Yes, you may remember M from the Sweeney Pod that we did a few times.
I guess this could technically be Sweeney
Chatters,
Pod
is sync
Part
off?
3.
Oh, is sync off for you guys? Oh, wait, you know what? Let me see.
Ooh.
I might be able to fix something. If the sync is off for me, is it just me that's off? Because I might have a delay actually on this that I didn't remember. Oh yeah, okay. I have to remember to redo this. Somebody remember the number 500 and tell it to me. That should be better, right? Is the sync better now? You guys can tell me if the sync is on. Yes, okay. Is it spot on? Fantastic.
Should I?
Awesome. Oh, you're fine. You're fine. It was out of sync with me.
Oh, I know. Should we do the introduction again for posterity?
No, I think we're good.
Okay, we're all good. We're all good. Amazing.
So we were supposed to have a launch event at the East Hampton Public Library with the amazing Luangie Beau Montez with me as a guest. We're still going to be doing that. That will be rescheduled. I don't know when yet. It will be sometime later this month. Shelly, welcome in.
Hello, Shelly. Welcome to the early morning version. This is what I experience every time I come to the channel.
Please don't make it's actually the late night version for Shelly, who is in Germany.
Right. Oh, the extra late night version.
Yeah,
the
late night version. We have people here who for whom it is a later night, such as Decaf, if Decaf is still here. Midnight version for Shelly. Decaf might be streaming, actually. I'm not sure. No, maybe not. I don't know. Yes. But yeah, so that is still happening. It's going to be rescheduled. The original event, which will be rescheduled for a little bit later in March. And we do have now, I guess, the New York City event is going to be the Oh, is streaming Friend Zone Everything.
Oh, is that what Decaf's doing with that game?
Yeah, actually. Decaf
Ah,
is friend zoning everyone. Decaf is ace and arrow and is has a
that's
goal
nice.
of making friends with everybody in the game and deliberately
Please tell
not romancing
Decaf
them. But
that
my understanding is that
I support this
it's actually
agenda.
kind of difficult. It's like a challenge because the game is set
Yeah,
up
because it's a dating
to
simulator.
lead you right. It's set up to lead you to romance, and so Decaf has having to
Yeah.
like try to do that without
Yeah,
having
that is a
everybody
game that
hate
wants
them.
you to set you up with the furniture and your appliances and like literally everything,
Yeah,
as the
exactly.
title suggests.
I
And
hope you
somehow
guys
also
are
has every gay voice actor I follow online in it, which is amazing as well. But anyways,
so I hope that folks that would be over watching Decaf at this time normally are in fact over watching Decaf. Raiders,
yeah.
welcome in. Estantia, welcome
Hello.
in. Oh, are my Twitch alerts not? Oh, maybe they're coming out. Mm-mm. Did you guys hear it? It's fine if I don't hear it, but I think I might have to fix my. I don't know. Estantia, welcome in. Hold on.
Thank
I
you.
know it's an extremely rare thing.
Mhm,
This is not a normal time for me to stream.
mhm.
You guys, please. Oh wait, no, that doesn't work. Please click the heart at
Oh,
the top of your chat
MJ.
and follow the wonderful Estantia right here, right now. Thomas T, welcome in. Lady Wright, oh my
Yes.
goodness, thank you for the bits.
Hello.
Oh my goodness, thank you so
Welcome,
much.
friends.
You're watching both.
Oh
Okay,
my
good. Yeah,
goodness.
you guys don't ignore
Yeah.
Decaf to be here, please. I like
Yes, support
promise
Decaf,
me,
please.
please support Decaf. Um,
Also, MJ, I'm not sure how familiar you are with the game Friend Zone Everything, but it's basically like if it's like
uh,
Suzume, but if he started as a chair.
I actually watched Mr. GSC played the demo, right? Is that correct?
Oh,
Mr. GSC played the demo, and so I have seen like a whole bunch of it, and that was. I
oh
know it is
yeah.
weird to have my actual
Reverse
face
Suzume.
on the stream as well.
I know. Alrighty.
Estantia, what were you doing on stream today? By the way, I need to act like a normal streamer and welcome in raiders. And I hope you had a great stream. Uh, it is pretty rare. You were writing
Ooh,
fantastic. It's a good
we love
face. Thank
that.
you, Thomas T. Thank you, thank you.
It is a nice face.
Moonlit Umbrian Trainer. Hello, welcome in, welcome in. What do you mean? I'm seeing talking, fancy looking hair. Yeah, that's what's happening. Fancy looking hair, just talking without a face. There's no
Yeah.
face. I'm still a
Estancia
cat. Still a cat.
Estancia finished a chapter despite brain leaking out of ears, etc. is such a mood. Such a mood.
So yeah, for those of you coming in late, what happened today is it is snowing and maybe freezing raining. I'm not even sure what it's moved on to now. Here in my town, and so my launch event got canceled. Postponed. Oh man, the soundboard here to drag me.
Not
Um,
to drag you, I'm dragging the weather.
to drag the weather. Thank you, Mullen
Oh,
Umbrian. Yes, Estantia, please get some good sleep. Thank you again so much for
yes,
the
sleep
raid.
well.
It is wonderful to have you come in. We really appreciate it. And jealous of my eye color? Oh, okay.
Mhm.
I always thought it was kind of boring and like I don't know. But anyway, I'm from the Midwest. Everybody has my eye color there. But brown are
Brown
the
is not
best.
boring.
Brown are the best. Mr. GSC's eyes are brown and they're the most beautiful eyes that have ever been
Big
on a
brown eyes are
person.
brown eyes when the light hits them, or just brown eyes in general when they don't and they're dark is so pretty. Never feel sad about your brown eyes. Brown eyes are gorgeous.
Yeah.
Anyone who says otherwise is lying because they fear your
Agreed.
power.
Agreed.
Thank you for coming. Speaking of people with gorgeous brown eyes, that's actually a great segue into
A
something
segue into actually the book. Okay, so we don't have Luangie Beaumontez here. We will have her with us when we actually have our event at the library. But we do have special guest M, and M is the original Ghost Book fan. M has been
Yeah.
reading this book since it was in its earliest drafts, has read every version of this book that ever existed, has been through every revision,
When it was
has
4 chapters.
right, when it was 4 chapters. It was 4 chapters for actually
For
quite a while.
a lot for 3 months.
Yeah.
It was 4
It was
chapters
four
for 3
chapters for
months,
a
and I
long
read those
time.
4 chapters a lot.
And the only other person I feel like just C and Bestie like read it that
Yes,
much. And
but
like that
he
early.
works nights.
Yeah, C works nights and cannot be here. However,
Yes.
M has like all the beautiful fan art that you see of my book, everything that was in the trailer that I made. If you guys haven't seen it,
Go watch it.
you can watch it here on YouTube on the podcast channel. Actually, let me just shout out. Please subscribe to Two Cats Writing. That is my podcast with the Lady Writes. And you can click the heart at the top chat and follow her right now. And we talk about writing there. We talk with her as an indie author with something absolutely outrageous, like 65 books released. And me as a now newly published, I've always had to say soon to be published, traditionally published author. I've always had to say that. Now I'm actually published author. You guys, there's no more pre-order. It's just called order now. Like it's just buying the book now.
You can just like walk into
I know,
stores
right,
and it's
Decaf?
there.
I'm sorry to be streaming while you're trying to be streaming this while you're trying to friend zone everything
We
right
support
now.
your friend zone
We
message.
do. We support it so much.
Yes.
But yeah, it's just called buying now. But anyway, yeah. So M, original Ghost Book fan, is here to interview me instead, or we're going to chat. We're going to have a conversation. And you can also ask questions in the chat, and M will keep track of them, and we'll throw
Yes, I
those in the
absolutely
mix
will.
as well.
If I forget one, please yell at me in the chat. I will notice.
So
Yes,
you were
I get to start
about
this
to
off.
segue to our
Yes, I'm
topic.
going to
No.
segue into our interview portion of tonight's evening. This is fun because MJ has absolutely no idea what questions I am going to ask them.
That is
This is going
correct.
to be very fun. So, let's start off with first off, congratulations on your publishing debut
Thank
being
you.
approximately like 18 hours ago.
Thank you.
As it's very, very exciting. And as we've already established, from me mentioning that I read the first 4 chapters back when it was just 4 chapters for a long period, and I read the 4 chapters over and over again. Ghost Book has, I just stopped calling it that. Oh my god. I Was a Teenage Death God has had a, I can call it Ghost Book, but I'm trying to be very fancy right now,
I
MJ.
see, fancy and official. And
Did you not hear my interviewer voice come on?
You're right.
Yeah, I'm trying to treat this like an actor's access
Radio voice.
ecocast.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
I'm here with you.
For those who don't know what that is, you're very lucky. I Was a Teenage Death God had a, in some ways, untraditional journey towards being published. Would you mind sharing a little bit about like the initial inspiration for the book, and then kind of how we got to where we are today with copies available that you can buy for money.
That you can buy for money by using the links in the chat. And also the what do you call it? Little QR code there in the corner will take you to my website, to the page with all the information about the book, including all the buy links and information about events and so on and so forth. So, like everything that I've ever written, Ghost Book came out of a seed from childhood. A weird seed from childhood. I had as a child, let's call her an imaginary frenemy, imaginary something or other, imaginary enemy. Very much as is described in the book, there was when I was a kid, like I would hear these footsteps in my room at night, like feet on dry leaves, that sort of shh, shh, shh sound in my head. And I somehow knew that they belonged to a girl named Lou. She never told me her name, she never spoke. But somehow I knew her name was Lou, and I knew that she was sinister in some way. Even though she never did anything bad to me, nothing bad ever happened, but I had this like imaginary friend in my imagination. In retrospect, like as an adult, I realized that sound was probably the sound of my own heartbeat, my own pulse in my ear, that like when your blood vessels really get going, that sort of sound. And my childhood brain made it into this kind of sinister figure named Lou. And I've always held on to that. I've held on to that for years, and that was actually where Ghost Book kind of started. And
Now you've unleashed Lou on the
I
world.
have unleashed Lou. By the way, not only is M the original Ghost Book fan, but also the original Lou fan.
Guilty.
Yeah. M loves Lou more than anyone should ever love Lou.
We are not going to talk about why I love Lou because, as we've mentioned earlier, I am focusing this on the earlier. I'm not going to get into too much about the book because everybody should go check those links and those QR codes and order it. But
Oh, Leo, welcome in. Kind of metaphors to hear your own
welcome.
heartbeat and go, that's my enemy. Oh my God, that's so deep. You're
That
right.
is
You're right.
also
You're
something
absolutely right, Leo.
that
Hi.
does feel very accurate for the character of Charlie as well.
Actually, that does feel accurate for Charlie. So I had this seed of a book. I had
Hmm.
been querying a different book, a book that still in a lot of ways is the book of my heart. And I've often said, like, it's not dead, it's just resting. It will come
Which is
back, but
also very appropriate for that book.
I was querying that book, which was the first book that I ever wrote. And I queried it for a year. And got a few full requests, but like mostly crickets. Julian, welcome
Hi,
in,
Julian.
welcome in. Wonderful to see you here. I have my cat boys here now. That's amazing. Um, and anyway, while that book was going absolutely nowhere, I started writing another one, and that was Ghost Book. And somewhere I want to say in the fall, it took me a long time to write Ghost Book. Like I'd written the first like initial chapters.
Remember the
And
timeline of this if you would
I
like help with
just
it.
I had a really hard time getting
Because
motivated.
I got the email updates on it frequently. It
Yeah.
was 4 chapters for a while, and then I feel like there was a large chunk written over like September and October of that year,
Well,
and then there was a little hiatus.
the September October, here's what happened. September and October was I signed up to do this thing. Do they still have it? Oh my God, what is it called? This mentorship program, basically. That where you apply and you do this whole application. You have your manuscript and you choose a couple of the mentors in that year's program. It was a big deal, but pitch wars, this big deal, and you like pitch your specific thing to, I want to say 2 or 3. It's a small number that you choose to pitch them to, and they like look at everything that's pitched to them and decide whether they want to mentor this author and this manuscript. And if they choose you, you go through a revision period with them, and then at the end of the thing, like a few months later, there's a big like agent showcase. And you know, a lot of people like traditionally have gotten agents from Pitch Wars. So I applied to that, and then I was like, okay, this here I am with this book that I've been querying for a year and getting nowhere with it. And if I apply to Pitch Wars and fail, that's just going to be depressing. So I thought, I got to finish this other book. I'm going to use the waiting period between when I did the application to when I find out whether I was selected for Pitch Wars to finish this book. And then that way, no matter what happens, either at the end of that period, I've been chosen for Pitch Wars and I'm going to revise my first book and, you know, have the agent showcase, or I'm going to have a book ready to go, like basically ready to query. Like, and so either way I win. Either way I get to keep moving forward and feel like I'm moving forward and like, you know, my career isn't over. And so I did that. I got one of the mentors actually gave me a full request, and which was great. So I knew I was in consideration for with one mentor, who, by the way, was Aidan Thomas, author of Cemetery Boys and the Sunbearer books, like duology. Um,
The blurbers on the back of
whose
I Was a
blurbs
Teenage
in the
Death
back
God.
so he had actually requested a full, and I, you know, got up in the morning of the Pitch Wars announcement. I finished the book. So like I finished Ghost Book. That was like a good, it turns out that giving myself that deadline and that deal worked. I finished like my first draft of the book. And got up early in the morning to see the results of Pitch Wars, and I wasn't selected. And I was, you know, I was disappointed and like, you know, feeling kind of low, also feeling kind of low about like, wow, maybe like what am I even doing? Um and then I got an email from Aidan. And by the way, this was not something that they have to do at all. Like the mentors, they don't have to contact you ever again. Like you don't have contact information for them. Like you've done everything through the website. But I got an email from Aidan that was like, I loved this book. I think it's brilliant. And but I think it'll be easier to sell as a second book. I think that it's too complicated for a debut. And it was just this really encouraging email. Like it made me feel great. And made me
That's
feel a
lovely.
little better. Welcome back, Julian from Ad Jail. Um,
Yes, welcome back
it
from ad jail.
it helped me then. So like there I was. I didn't get into Pitch Wars, but I had this manuscript. I had the first draft. So then I went in to revise it. And shortly after, I want to say like a month or two after that, I started querying Ghost Book. And unlike my experience with the previous book, where I queried it for a year to nothing, to just like pain and sadness, to like over 100 agents. I sent it out to my first batch of 5 agents, because you're only supposed to send small batches at a time in case you need to tweak your query, or your, you know, first 10 pages aren't doing their job or whatever. And so I sent it out to that first group, and I had an offer in 2 weeks.
And it was very exciting. I remember
It
being
was
very
very
excited when I
exciting.
found out
It
that
was just like
news.
such a different
It's also
experience. Um,
it's also a good testament too, to look at it like in terms of how you basically like, you know, like the whole like, oh, one door closes, another one opens, blah
yeah.
blah blah, that everyone tells you, especially when you're an artist freelancer. um it seems in that case, like, instead of opening another door, you kind of took a sledgehammer and made the door to go through, and I feel like that's a very valuable lesson for people out there pursuing creative careers.
Oh, good. I'm glad you find it inspiring.
I know it was
I'm
probably,
glad,
I
that
remember
you
at the
find
time it
my
was probably less
failures inspiring.
inspiring. Listen, I don't much find your theorizing fighting as being currently in that position, and I'm like, okay, we just gotta think about it like this, because look at that. 6 years later, and there's a book that you can pre-order at the link in the chat and the QR code. Like,
It's not pre-order anymore.
what?
It's
It's
order. It's just
I
order.
forgot. Oh,
It's
that's
just
so
called
lovely.
ordering now. This book exists. So yeah, that was
Exactly.
kind of the journey. I mean, it took a longer journey than that. It actually took a long time to sell this book, to a publisher. But I feel like it was just waiting for the right editor, and
Mhm.
we really found the right editor. I think my editor
And
is
in a
so
way, waiting
brilliant. What were you saying,
in a
Em?
way also waiting for the right title.
Yes, and for the right title, because this title is not my title. I didn't make that title. That
Thank
I
you.
agreed to that title because it was brilliant and there was not a better title in the freaking world.
Mm-mm.
You must ask others to get it for you. Surely they will, Julian, right? Or be an adult. I
Yes.
mean, adult, it's overrated. Adult, let me tell you,
Adulthood
Julian.
is overweighted, but also I have heard that apparently some libraries have it.
Oh, a bunch of libraries have it. So
Because a
actually,
friend of
yes,
mine
it's
was checking out
very,
the
very
ebook.
available in the library.
Yes. And we love our
Um,
libraries.
yes. Yes,
So
yes.
that is wonderful to hear about. That's very,
Yes,
very
you could. You
cool.
could check it out. And you know what's good about that, Julian? People think that maybe only like sales, retail sales are good for authors, but actually, taking the book out from the library is great for authors, like absolutely great. Um, and because the more the books circulate, the more copies they end up getting over time, and it also kind of tells them that they should pick up your other books when those come out, because like this is a popular author, our client or
Mhm.
our what do you call clients is the wrong word for people who go to the library, patrons. Our patrons
Mhm.
enjoy this
Visitors.
author. And speaking of, by the way, this is the
Ensemble of the
first
music
in a
band.
duology, so there will be a book 2 coming out in
Uh-huh.
about a year,
Ooh,
uh currently set for April of 2027, but of course that kind of thing is always subject to change. But um
very exciting.
there will be more. Mom J says, I had a phone
Mhm.
conversation this morning with an old friend who said his son was waiting to order the book till today so he would pay full price and not pre-order price. Oh my goodness. Is it even that big of a
Aw,
difference? I feel like it's the
I have
same
no
mostly.
idea,
I don't
but
know,
that's
but whatever.
lovely.
Like people buy it. Sales, all the sales in the first week or so, like help the book.
Yes.
For sure. I
Buy
mean,
the
all
book.
sales forever
Buy the
helps the
book.
book
Buy
and
the
help me
book.
and help
Buy
my
the
career.
book. Anyways, that is awesome.
Yeah. So,
Gotcha.
what else do you want to ask me? Do you have more
Oh, I have plenty of
questions?
questions to
Oh
ask.
my
I have
goodness.
many questions. No, another question I'd like to talk about is um if you've read a little bit of the book, like as in I think maybe the first 6 pages,
Like the
you will
preview
find out
that's
that
online at some
no, I'm
retailers.
thinking of the 6 pages. No, I'm correct. I'm correct. Because I was looking, asking, pointing out that the main characters all attend a art school and are all very artistic in some way. And also, I wanted to also talk about how throughout the book, music plays a like, very cool thematic role in the lives of the characters as well. And
Mm.
also, the prelude to the actual release of this book was with MJ posting songs on their Instagram story that related to the book. So I wanted to talk about why you decided to tie music so deeply into this story. And also, and then the other part I wanted to know
Mm.
is what songs, 'cause a lot of the songs that you posted were songs that represented the characters, but do you have any songs
Mm.
you think the characters would be listening to?
Oh. Wow. Okay, that's a question. I'll come back to
Yeah, it's a long
that, to
question.
hoping that like magic
Yeah.
answers come into my head while I answer the first part. Um Music tied to the story. Well, I don't know if this is too spoilery. So Charlie hears these sounds, right? Charlie hears voices in their head, and they always have, like, since, like, besides this ghost. um we haven't even talked about the premise of the book.
We haven't talked about the premise of the book.
I
Should we do
realize
that
as I
before
say
this
that.
question?
Let me just quickly explain. So the story is about Charlie. Charlie is a non-binary teenager who was born with the ability or curse, depending on how you want to look at it, to steal life from other people. Basically, if they touch somebody else, like skin to skin, in any way, like if their hand touches somebody's bare arm or something, um, however many seconds that contact continues, that's how many seconds they steal from life. So they're like slowly leeching life away from people. Yeah, exactly, Julian, exactly. And they've always had this ability. They don't know why. But Lou, so there's this ghost who came to them as a child and threatened them basically that if they don't give Lou the life that they steal, like Lou wants them to steal as much life as possible and give it to her. And if Charlie doesn't do it, she threatens to take it directly from Charlie's twin sister Sam. So, you know, this is a deal that Charlie made as a very small child with Lou. And so they've like basically done what she wants as long as with two rules in place. One, that she doesn't follow through with her threat and take the life from Sam. And two, that there is one person who is 100% off limits, and that is Charlie's best friend since kindergarten, Ravi, who also happens to be Charlie's like longtime secret crush. But they've been best friends since kindergarten. Ravi is a trans boy. Charlie's non-binary, so they have like things in common that they really bond on, and they always have, and they've like been together as like kind of a solid unit like forever since kindergarten. So what happens in the book is that everything's going fine. Like Charlie's playing by the rules, and Sam is sickly all the time, and nobody can figure out why. The doctors can't figure out why, and can't figure out why whatever's going on with her isn't happening to Charlie at all. Like Charlie's like super robust, but Sam is very very sickly and frail all the time, and they you know they doctors have tried to figure it out. But what happens is Ravi asks Charlie out. Ravi changes the rules a little bit by asking Charlie out.
Ravi.
Basically, by doing that, kind of inviting Charlie to touch him, which Charlie has never touched Ravi. Ever, ever, ever. Charlie doesn't take any life from Ravi, and Ravi's just always accepted that Charlie doesn't like to be touched. And when Ravi does this, Lou decides the deal is off. Lou decides that Ravi taking that initiative means Charlie no longer has an excuse, and she like re-ups her threat. Like, if you don't do this for me, I will go after your sister instead. And Charlie says no to her, and that's when the book really takes off. That's when the plot really takes off. Is what happens after that? What happens when Charlie actually stands up to Lou for the first time and says no? Um,
Consequences of action.
Consequences and a road trip,
So,
and
yes,
like lots of
road
wackiness
trips.
ensues, and you know, we end up on a road trip. We end up meeting up with like a pair of twins who call themselves death gods. We end up in New York City. Like, there's a whole thing. So that's the premise of the book. But to go back to M's question, so
A very long
Charlie and Sam and Ravi all go to the local performing arts high school, which you know, folks in the Pioneer Valley might recognize is a little bit based on a school that exists here. And but only somewhat. I actually took like the auditorium from my high school, and like I don't even think that school, the one that it's like a little bit based on, I don't even think that has a cafeteria. Is that correct?
does not.
It
I
does
think you
not.
could,
Yeah.
and I
And so
also
I
think you
inserted
probably
one.
picked a nicer auditorium.
Oh, it is a nicer, well, or at least a very different auditorium. I don't know if it was nicer. It had some issues, but let's not get into that. So they all go to this
Let's
performing
not talk
arts
about
high school.
architecture.
Yeah. So Charlie hears these voices, and so my idea was Charlie is a person who's tuned into sound. Charlie hears
Mm.
things. Um, Sam is a visual artist. Sam sees things. Uh, and
Mm.
Ravi just wants to be seen. Ravi just wants to.
Oh, now
so
you're putting me in my feelings.
so I made so Charlie is a musician, a pianist, and yeah, and Sam is an artist, and Ravi is an aspiring actor and singer. And those to me are like big parts of their personality. So like music threads itself through
Mm.
the book via Charlie, kind of, and also like because if you guys don't know, I think everybody does know. I think my Twitch regulars know this, and I also think all the people who are here from like quote unquote IRL know this, but I am a former singer and music teacher, a voice teacher, and I used to have this amazing teen opera workshop program that I was really, really proud of. And that all of that and my connection with the teens I work through in that program are such a huge part of like the inspiration for not just this book, but like for me writing YA in the first place. So I don't know, music is just baked into everything. And maybe it is like for me just in life because um I was telling oh, you know what? I think I said this to the folks on the Fabulous 413 podcast, but I don't think it made it into the show. So I can say it again here. Um, the things I loved as a kid, there were two things I loved. I loved music. I loved storytelling. To me, they always went together. Like I was one of those kids who shut myself up in my room with books, and I always had like a soundtrack going on. I always had like my record player there. I was listening to music. I would have like whole albums that for me were a book, like whatever book I was reading. And those things always went together for me. And it was because I grew up in a family of music people, that's what I knew how to do as a career. Like that's what I knew how to pursue. I knew how to do that. I knew that path and I loved that. So I went in that direction originally for a career. But I always was writing stories, and I was always obsessed with stories, and I taught myself to type and on like a manual typewriter as a child, and I would write all these short stories trying to because I wanted to be
Oh,
Zena Henderson, the sci-fi writer from the 60s and 70s. I don't know. Because Mom J, who's in the chat, uh, oh, why didn't that? Oh, because that's not the actual command. Mom J had
yay!
all these books. She was a big reader, and she had all these books that were collections of Zena Henderson stories that had originally been published in like sci-fi magazines, but collected into these books. And I loved those and fell in love with those, and so I kind of tried to write stories like that myself. So I always loved both. I loved storytelling, I loved music. I loved those things together. And so if you're thinking, why did I go into musical theater or why did I end up teaching opera? It's storytelling and music together. And my writing is I feel like there's such a like straight line from that to the books that I write. So that is a big part of why there's so much music. Storytelling music are woven in such an intricate fashion. Reminds one of a braided tree. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, Julian.
Oh,
What a beautiful image there.
Julian, you got to write a book now. That was a great line.
I will find you that podcast. I'll put a link to because I think it's available now, the episode that I was on.
Yay! I would also love to listen to that
Yeah,
podcast because I haven't
I'll
heard
put the
that as
link
well.
in some places where people can find it.
We're doing all the pods today.
All the pods. And also like if
Nice.
you're not following the podcasts, um
Follow the
Two Cats
podcasts.
Writing, me and the amazing Katrina Taylor, the lady writes. We have, I think, 4 episodes out now.
Okay, but Julian, your comment. The closest I will get to writing books is being active on Archive of Our Own.
I mean, that's
I feel like there is a very poignant way that is a place where a lot of authors get their start in terms of talking about fandom.
that is. I mean,
Yeah,
I wrote fan fiction before I started doing this, so there we go.
yeah. It's just different. That's a whole other thing that I have a long, passionate rant about that, but that's a completely different thing. All I can say though is I look forward to the day where I Was a Teenage Death God has a AO3 tag because I think that'll be really beautiful.
Oh my god, will that ever happen? That would be like my
I don't
dream come
know,
true,
but when it
honestly.
does, I will text you a screenshot of it immediately because I will be looking for it.
Mr. GSC says the closest I will get to writing a book is being in the same room with as MJ while writing books. That is the thing that happens. He is
Osmosis.
often in the room when I write the books. I usually write the books
You
in this
never
room.
know.
Anyway, Katrina confirms that episode 5 will be up next week. And
Yay!
so yay. Subscribe to the podcast. It means in a writing way, to be honest, but I also relate to the words alone, but in the way of being a bookmarker, commenter, etc. So not writing books. I think that is like, what are writers without readers and bookmarkers and commenters? You know what I
It's a
mean?
conversation between the two.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
He being the jester. No, I understood that you were talking about Julian for sure. Don't worry, Leo. I got you.
But I agree that like it is like that is an act that's an element of it, and I do feel like that's actually a pretty cool way that the main trio of I Was a Teenage Death God interacts, being from all these like being all very interested in the arts, but being in all these different like branches of it. Kind of a similar way to how their personalities complement them as you read the books because they are a very, very, very fun trio to follow.
Well, and
One that I love a lot.
To finally come back to your second question, which I swear I'm not avoiding.
It's okay if you don't. I kind of
No, I
sprung
think
that
I
on
know,
you.
though. No, I
It
think
kind of popped into my head as we were talking.
I have ideas, though. I mean,
Ooh.
Sam actually listens to music in the book. So we know that Sam listens to, like, Harry Styles. Sam listens to, like, pop and rock from the 70s and stuff like that. Like, she's got a vibe. She's got a vibe.
Yes, but like which Harry Styles album is it?
Which one?
Yeah.
I mean, I would say all of them in some way. But he's definitely gone down. I feel like he's followed further and further a path towards wishing he was one of those artists from the 70s. Don't you feel? I feel like his vibe has
70s
just like
for Sam.
Yeah. So that's Sam's vibe. Charlie listens to mostly classical music. I'm gonna be perfectly honest. Charlie is a classical pianist, and that's mostly their vibe. And they're not very tuned into pop culture compared to Sam. Ravi listens to musicals. Ravi definitely. Ravi has the same soundtrack as like all the kids from my studio. Like,
yes, but which musicals is the thing? As someone who is like Ravi, a musical theater
what
kid,
you
I
would
must
like.
know.
Like, probably not Sondheim, probably more like Wicked
Robbie, you're breaking my heart.
and
Okay, so Robbie wants those pop
contemporary
Bell T2000
musicals.
classics.
Yeah, but Ravi's taste might expand a bit in book 2.
Ooh, well, that's an exciting little teaser.
And also, Michael, welcome in. Welcome in. I signed a book for you today, Michael, over at Book Moon Books. I went over this morning and signed all the pre-orders that they had. I signed a book for you this very day. I hope you'll get it soon. And Darth Lynn, welcome in. What do you call an author who doesn't follow any rules? A rebel without a clause. Oh my goodness, Darth. Thank you for that.
That'd be a great segue to talk about.
Thank you for spending 20 bits for that.
Yeah, that was
Thank
amazing.
You so much. Thank you so much for the 20 bits and for that. For those of you who aren't regulars in my normal Twitch stream, you might not know that Darth comes in with these dad jokes like constantly, and they're fantastic. They're always spot on. The 20-bit effect, yeah, right? It's fancy in the chat. Fancy in the chat right now.
Fancy. Actually, using that as a bit of a strange segue. Before I do that, I will say that I do feel like Ravi has sang a lot of Santa Fe, probably in his voice lessons.
Absolutely.
I do feel like he'd be very good at it. I feel like he's maybe the only high schooler who should be singing Santa Fe. And nailing it. Because that song is hard.
I mean, every high schooler is singing Santa Fe, so let's be real. Just like every high schooler is singing Let It Go.
I feel like, yes, that is very true.
And Defying Gravity.
That is, oh, yes, and that one's back again. That one is back in the business.
Right, because of the movie.
Anyways, because of the movie.
We were like, because
segueing from the lovely dad joke. That's going to come back a little bit, trust me. I have some more questions prepared. In terms of the process of writing and authors who don't follow rules, you have described yourself in the past to me as a pantster who has been forced to be a planner. I would love to hear your thoughts on the writing process, especially because we have quite a few writers and writing community perusers, commenters, bookmarkers in the chat right now. What's your process like, and what was your original process like, and how has it changed over the years?
So I am absolutely a dedicated pantster. And for those of you who aren't like in the writing community, I will explain that for you. By the way, all of like this, half the stuff I've said today, you guys can also hear on the podcast at Two Cats Writing. And you should subscribe to us on YouTube. We're trying to hit 500 subscribers so that we can start monetizing and make more money to pay our editor, Decaf and Vidya.
Yes.
So please subscribe to Two Cats Writing. And what was I saying? What were you asking? Writing process, pantster. Okay. Traditionally, there are two types of writers, the pantster and the planner. And then there's also something, the planster, which is like a combination of the two. But the pantster and the planner, the planner outlines, like has the entire book, plot, everything planned out before they sit down to write it. The pantster starts at an empty page and just starts typing. And whatever happens, happens. I call myself a pantster. I'm a teensy bit of a planster, which is to say that I sometimes, I usually will have like a concept or something that I write down. I'll usually pick some main characters, at least an MC and some other for your podcast. What Do Cats Wear to Bed? Pajamas, amazing. Thank you, Darth Torlin.
Incredible.
Thank you.
Thank you
for the 20 bits again. Also.
Impressive.
I did enjoy that very much. I will often have a concept. I'll write down some ideas. I'll write down a few, so I have something to start with, and then I start at page 1 and I just start writing. I will sometimes use what they call the flashlight method, which is I will write to a point and then kind of outline for myself what I want to have happen in the next chapter or so, like based on what's happened, so I have an idea what I'm doing. So it's just like shining a light a little bit ahead of yourself. That's why they call it the flashlight method. So I've sometimes used that. But both of my first two books the one that's, again, Not Dead, Just Resting, and I Was a Teenage Death God, were written as in like full-on pantster mode. The upside of being a pantster is like creativity out the wazoo. Like you just start writing, and wherever the story tells you it's going to go, that's where you go. Downside of being a pantster is you usually have to do a lot of work afterwards to catch the earlier parts of your book up with changes you made or ideas you got later as you were writing, which is fine. And that's what I've always done. However, when you're under contract, so I Was a Teenage Death God was a 2-book deal. When you're under contract for another book, like they want an outline of your book before they buy it, which is understandable. Like they need to know what they're buying before they get it. Um, and also, I kind of saw this kind of life coming, so I tried. Before that, I started a book, which maybe you guys will hear about sometime. Um,
Ooh.
we'll see. And I tried outlining. I tried outlining. It was pain, pain, utter, complete and utter pain. Me writing from an outline is so difficult, but um, it's just something I have to be able to do if I want to ever sell anything on proposal as an author, as opposed to like writing a complete book and then trying to sell it. So it's rough. Uh, I envy the people who are planners from the start who never have to worry about it. But I do think there are advantages to being
Don't. We
to
suffer
having
too.
been a pantster.
I'm a planner.
You're a
We
planner.
suffer. We suffer. Because the problem with being a planner is that you have a lot of ideas and then you do
Mm-hmm.
not know how to connect them
Yeah, I've never
because
have to
you
worry
did
about
not
that because I
get
just get
them
the ideas as I
in a
go.
chronological order.
Um,
Anyways,
but book two, like it was a difficult process, and let me, I gotta say, it was like writing a sequel. First of all, it's the sequel to I Was Teenage Death Goddess. First time I've ever had to write a sequel. It's like first time I had like a duology. Um, that was a new experience, and then writing under contract with a deadline was a new experience where and I learned a lot from it. I learned a lot like where I can make it easier on myself and get to a place where maybe I can turn in a first draft that I like more than the one I did turn in. Though, honestly, so I turned in a first draft. I turned it in on time. I made my deadline through pain and suffering. Mr. GSC witnessed it all, lived through it with me. Um, and got my first draft in. I felt like it was a mess and there were problems, but um my brilliant editor, Tamara Grasti, the same person who came up with the title, I Was a Teenage Death God, uh, sent me like just this glorious jewel of an edit letter with such amazing ideas. And then we had a call and we talked through all the ideas some more. And now I'm really excited about where book two is going to be based on those ideas. So um, maybe I'm working on trying to live the planner life. Maybe
nice.
there's hope for me. We'll see.
Maybe. Well, I think truly we all every time anyone writes there is pain and suffering.
For
And that is
sure.
just unfortunately the problem of trying to make your brain put things into words on paper that don't use the same two words more than once in the same sentence when you're trying to describe where hands go or where like what expressions the faces are doing because you can't just say they made an expression even though you know what the expression is in your brain but you can't describe it because you don't know what the word is.
Well, and I will say that I
That's
often
my story on it.
I let myself off the hook because I find writing dialogue about a million times easier than writing descriptive prose. Um, which I think of in my
Mm.
head, by the way, as the stage directions. That's how deeply
Oh,
embedded like the actor life is for me. Is that I feel like I envision the scene in front of me and then I write down what people did and try to think of the words for them. Like I completely understand the pain there. Um, because sometimes I'm like, "Ah, I don't have a good word for this sound that everybody like makes like that like that like
that's the
like when somebody's
worst.
like yeah yeah I have terrible time with those things, but anyway I will let myself off the hook if I'm struggling. I will let myself write a whole scene of just dialogue and skip everything else and go back and put it in later. And I also will often use placeholders, like I'll put in um if I'm getting to a spot where and I'm just like getting stuck trying to think of how to describe whatever's left in the scene and I want to get to the next thing and I'm feeling motivated about the next thing, I'll often just like put some little brackets with a placeholder like this is what's going to happen here, and then I can go back and write it later. So that is a useful tool sometimes for me.
That's a very smart way to do it. Very cool. Thanks for sharing the tip. I'm gonna definitely try that next time I can't get past a single sentence that is driving me insane.
Yeah, let yourself off the
Um,
hook.
That is a good way to live. Let yourself off the hook and use a sledgehammer to make your own board.
Okay, I
Indoors.
cannot believe that Mr. GSC just spent 1,000 bits in order to make me say there aren't any cats in the book.
Ooh. Mr. G. Also, I
In
think
order to make
true
me
chat. I
say
think
out loud
the
on
feline in
this
the house might
stream
have
that
just
there are no
closed Mr.
cats
GSC's computer.
in the book.
Um,
Plastic horses,
but
welcome in. First time chatter.
first time caller, what kind of feline representation is in this book? Hilariously, I was actually planning to ask this. But yeah, please tell us, MJ. Are there any cats in this book?
There are no cats in I Was a Teenage Death God.
Interesting. How do you feel betraying your core audience in such a way? Oh, but actually,
There's gonna be well, that's what I said, Leo. I was like, cats aren't safe in here.
that is the
This
question,
isn't a
though.
safe place for cats.
Can Charlie pet cats?
I never really thought about it, but I feel like yes, because Charlie pets Sean, the dog.
Yes.
And Sean
There's
is
a so you
fine.
decided to put a dog in the book, but not a cat. What
But
led you to make you?
There is a
I'm
dog
kidding.
in the
I'm
book.
kidding. Yes, a lack of cats would be tragic.
There is a dog in the book, but there are no cats. But I also feel like that everyone's in danger. Like there's ghost shenanigans going on all the time. There's
That
ghost
is a fair
attacks. There's
thought.
like it's not safe. It's a lack. Oh boy,
Why was the cat sitting on the
Darn
computer to keep an eye
Torlin
on the mouse?
has just spent 20 bits to donate to the Lack of Cats Fund. Why was the cat sitting on the computer? To keep an eye on the mouse.
I was going to say, why was the cat sitting on the computer? And I was going to say, because Mr. GSC didn't put bait down. But that's just because Ember Cat likes to sit on electronics unless something is on top of it.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh,
I know a way that I could put cats in the ghost book duology, but you're not going to like it because do you know what it's like? Da 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 da.
no. No, we are not. No, I do think. I feel like if Charlie was made to sit through a production of I don't think Charlie would enjoy that. I think Charlie would go shake hands with Andrew Lloyd Webber, and I don't think that would be a. I don't think
Charlie would. Okay, FBI, this is a joke.
This is a joke.
But it is true that my life-stealing character Charlie would, in fact, gleefully shake hands with Andrew Lloyd Webber. A nice long handshake.
Speaking of that, actually, that's actually a very hilarious segue into my next question for you.
Really?
Yes, I'm acing these segues.
You are, yeah.
What I was saying is, something that I particularly really love about this book is how all of the characters are very, very complex, are very interesting, and also very flawed. What would for like the main characters that we see in the book? For this, I could think of like Charlie, Lou, Sam, and Ravi. What would you say their biggest red flags are? And you cannot say murder or ghost-related shenanigans.
Wow, their biggest red flags. For each of them, red flags?
Yes.
Okay, first of all,
Not
Twandrine, welcome in. Hello,
Hi,
hello.
Twan.
We're going to catch up. I see there are a bunch of hilarious things in chat. I'm going to try to answer the question first, and then we'll come back to...
Julian, I see your question. I'm going to... Or massive text. I'm going to make sure that we get to read that after this.
Okay. Charlie's red flags are... Charlie's red flags are my red flags. Doesn't like to be told what to do. Makes impulsive decisions.
That's
based
a great
on
combination.
Same. And often is unwilling to take much needed help from others.
Those are red flags. Besides the murder thing.
Right.
And,
besides the murder,
murder
and Yeah. Sam's red flags.
Yes.
Sam is the most New England of all the characters in the book, and let me tell you why. I'm going to tell a little story about a conversation my dad and I once had. New Englanders, please forgive me for this, what I'm about to say.
I will. I am a New Englander and I'll forgive you
Yes.
for it already because I
So
also agree.
we're all
Oh, we.
we're from the Midwest. Like, mom Jay and dad and I were all from the Midwest. And when we moved to this area and we're teaching teenagers and like it took us a while to get like used to the vibe. And one day my father and I had a conversation where we realized we finally figured it out and why we were struggling so much with it, being again from the Midwest where everybody is completely transparent, like basically, like in terms of their personalities. And we determined in this conversation that what we figured out about our New Englanders was that they will never tell you what they actually think or feel about anything. And if they do, there's at least an 80% chance they're lying. And once we got that, we kind of figured out
It's
how
very
to
true.
how to deal
New
with
Englanders
the New
are
England
like that.
vibe. Um so Sam has this reputation for being very soft-spoken, and everybody thinks she's just very, very sweet because she's just like a soft-spoken, delicate person. And really only Charlie knows the truth that like she's the one with the real backbone. She's the one with daggers behind her eyes sometimes. She's the one who you don't want to cross. um but most people would never think that because she expresses herself in a very uh sweet and mild, not sickly sweet, like just like in a very mild and quiet way. She's the quiet one.
Interesting.
Um
Also, quick side note, but Twan, for
yeah.
the New Yorkers in the chat, how does that differ from the greatest city in the world? I will say that I think the difference between the Midwest and New York is that New Yorkers are honest, but they're not nice about it.
Wait, I'm ready for this battle. I'm ready for this Boston versus New Jersey battle, or no, New
Oh,
Yorkers, because Twan is here to get revenge for the New Jersey slander in the book.
oh
Oh wait,
yes,
there's more in the lack of cat fun. More cats because of just Clawful not having them into Clawful is like awful. Lol.
beautiful,
Thank you for that explanation,
beautiful,
Darth Torlin.
beautiful.
The difference with New York is New York, everybody tells you exactly what they think all the time. um, uh,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
yeah, and Ravi's red flags though. One
yeah.
Ravi's red
Robbie's red
flags, and then I'll
flag.
go back and catch up in chat because there is a bunch of
Yes,
great stuff in chat
there
right
is a bunch
now.
of great stuff we must catch up on.
I'm looking forward to catching up
Mhm,
with whatever is happening there, including any wars that
mhm.
might be happening between people
Yes,
that are surely going to be hilarious. And we apologize in advance for the New Jersey slander, by the way. New Jersey, I love you. It's just so easy, though. Um, is the problem. Ravi's red flags. Ravi's red flags. Um, Similar to Sam, he's not always showing his true face to the world. But in a different kind of way. And actually, we delve into that more in book 2. But Ravi is extremely good at talking to people, like really good. It's like kind of almost a joke, but also a very useful tool throughout the course of the book and the duology, that Ravi can basically like charm anybody, like get whatever information they need out of anybody. Like he's just really great at being charming and gregarious, which is excellent for the line of work that he wants to go into. And he, like, you rarely see a crack in Ravi's very, very well prepared and very charming, and he's like kind of the school golden boy, and that's very much who he is. And he really is like just as kind and charming. Like it's not a lie, it's just that it's not the whole Ravi. And something that will come up in book 2, and I'll give it to you guys now, just a little. Something that will come up in book 2 is that he confesses to Charlie that he only really feels like himself around Charlie, and he likes that person more than the person that he is to the rest of the public. Front facing versus knowing someone for real. Yeah. And like not very many people know Ravi for real. Like I would say almost nobody, including like most of his like friends at school, including like the vast amount of people he's dated.
Oh yeah, that was going to be the red flag I was going to raise
Oh,
about Ravi.
was the serial monogamist?
Not just serial monogamous, but theater boy serial monogamist.
Theater boy
Musical,
serial monogamist,
theater,
yeah.
serial monogamist.
Yeah.
Oh yes, also Ravi Riz is very true. We all love Ravi lots. I adore Ravi.
No, yeah, Ravi's got all the riz. Ravi brings all the
Ravi
riz.
has all the riz.
There's a hilarious scene in book 2 that you guys, I hope, will think is hilarious, where Charlie tries to do the Ravi Riz. Like Charlie like makes like a real effort to like go and do the Ravi things, and just like absolutely fails. Like just splat. Just completely splat.
Serial monogamist is someone who essentially only dates one person, but like goes through them very fast.
Yeah,
like it's dating one person next week, then another person the next week, like that kind of thing.
Yeah. Just like Ravi's been in the dating scene since 4th grade.
I can pull up the quote. It's I think it's still in here, right? Ravi hadn't been single for more than 5 minutes ever since he kissed Angela. Kuzinski. I forget her last name. During contra dancing in gym. Yeah. Kuzinski during contra dancing in gym.
Yeah, basically. Ravi's been in the dating pool since 4th grade and has never stopped. There's a that ends up being part of a pretty sweet scene later on, but I won't spoil that part for you in the book. Let me go back, because I think there's a bunch of things in the chat here that
Let's go back to the chat. But first, before, what are Lou's red flags, I might ask, besides being murder ghost?
Lou is like all red flag. Where's the green flag?
Well, I don't care about the green flag. I want to know why she sucks.
I mean,
that's why I love her.
Lou is, well, first of all, she's dead. But
that
second of all, she's like a classic mean girl, but like she's like a classic mean girl, but she's been alive, or she's been dead and present in the world a really long time. So she's picked up on, she's always around Charlie and always like viewing everything. So she's got like kind of a modern sensibility, but she's really from, she's been dead a long time. I won't say more about Lou, because I feel like Lou has some major shifts throughout the book for reasons I won't mention. But yeah, those definitely blue flag. Now I imagine Ravi as Barney from Oh My Goodness, How I Met Your Mother. No, without the misogyny though, like at all, without the casual misogyny whatsoever, or not even casual misogyny, like super dressed up in a suit misogyny.
Wait, I must also point out
also not just women,
that not just women. I
Right.
believe the
Ravi
line
is
is,
equal
in fact, and I have
opportunity.
it right here to quote from the book. I strained my neck searching around for one of the scores of girls and a few guys who chased after Ravi in the hopes that they might one day be one of the scores of girls and a few guys who Ravi went through like he was a one-man speed dating event.
Yeah, okay. There you go. There you go. Yes, you
Alrighty,
can, Marty.
let's scroll back for a little bit to see some of these massive
Way
messages
back
that have
because
come
like there's been a
through.
lot going on in here, I think. Like besides like
Apologies.
so there's where Twan came in, but there was some stuff before that
There was, there was,
during the cat controversy.
there was the cat
Um
fund, but there was more. There was a big message from
there was a big
someone.
message from Julian, I think. Like, see, cat boys, don't find this to be a betrayal. You're safe. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Because the cats aren't safe. The cats aren't safe. Oh wait, Julian's got a headcanon.
Oh,
Shelley asks, "Will you write a book about a robot cat next?"
oh,
Ooh.
I found the alien
The
question.
wheels are turning now, Shelley.
Um,
Thank you.
um, death
Put that
power
joke
thing
in the
that saps a
sequel
part of
again.
life from a person that they touch. This does not extend to dogs. So what if? Now I haven't read the book. I do not know how this power works. What if it has something to do with souls? What if dogs do not have a soul but cats do?
Dogs don't have
So
a
there's no
soul?
cat. Because if Charlie can touch cats, it grabs the soul. If Charlie touches dogs, the dog has no soul to sap. Thus, dogs are fine, cats not fine.
Wow.
That is
Okay,
a
there is a
very interesting.
souls aren't really a part of the
Well,
mythology. We have sort of like life force rather. Also, I want to point out that Mr. GSC says we want battle cats, not jellicle cats. They're
yes, we
um
don't. Please, no Jellicle cats. And that's where I
uh
said that Charlie would murder Angela Lloyd Webber.
I realize what you're doing
Fictionally.
there, Julian, with the dog slander, but we will have none
Hmm.
of this.
We will have none of this.
We love
The
dogs
dog
and
is the
cats
best
here.
dog.
And Sean is a good dog. Sean is a good
Sean
dog.
is a very good dog.
Um,
Um,
and then let's see. Then Twin came in, and I don't know what Julian thought was a good question that M asked.
I'm gonna.
And let's see.
You're
The
learning so much about the
driving
personalities
reactions getting over
occupying
by hot.
space.
What? I was reading. What were you reading?
Oh, I was reading about how I'm learning so much about all the different personalities that live in states that are approximately 20 miles wide. And yeah, you're right. You're right.
Wait, who said that and why it was a tangerine?
No, it
It
wasn't.
wasn't? Who said it?
No, it was Leo, right?
Leo. Okay, okay, I can hear that coming out of Leo as
I
well.
think that's Leo. I'm so sorry. I don't know.
No,
I don't have everyone's
Jade
stream
Plume
names
Terrashroom
organized.
is in fact Leo.
Okay, good. I got
Um,
that right.
Leo is Jade Plume
Um,
Terrashroom. Julian is Catboy D Luke, and
I believe the good question was my red flags question.
got it.
Um, a number of X's that you would think is only possible through polyamory, also a statement by Leo.
And
And
yet,
Julian asks, how many X's does Ravi have if that's not spoilers?
I
MJ, have you ever
actually
made up a
have never.
list?
I have not. I have never counted them up.
I can say though, from the context clues of the book, as someone
Hmm.
who has read this many times,
Hmm.
Ravi has let's see, one, two, three, four, five, at least seven.
It's way more than that, but 7 that
It's
are
definitely
mentioned in the
more than
book.
seven. There are seven mentioned in the book, and I believe there's another one implied in the sequel.
And there's
Um,
also there is a mention in the book that basically says, well, because Sam, they're discussing if there's anyone who's ever turned Ravi down, and there was one.
oh yes, right. I forgot. Not then it would be
Just
six
one.
technically.
No,
I
well,
forgot.
but the point is, if he's going through them as quickly as he seems to go through them, and we're starting at 4th grade, and he's a junior in high school now, like that's a lot. I don't think I
Yeah,
could keep track of that many. But a lot of them were
there's a
little
lot.
like elementary school and high school,
Middle school.
relationships, that are like you go someone on the playground comes and says so and so likes you, and then that's like
Mm,
like that's the relationship is like
yeah.
just sitting together at lunch. Well,
Oh,
maybe not
yes.
exactly. Consider then Ravi that started it off with kissing a
The
girl
kissing in gym.
during like stealing a kiss though, like a
Contradancing.
pretty chaste kiss though. That was probably a kiss on the cheek.
That's still pretty dramatic for fourth graders, though. Like, that still would
Yeah,
be the
yeah, yeah,
most
yeah.
dramatic thing that has ever happened. There was
Michael
a thing I was going to say based on
says
that. Oh, you're
Pittsburghers
looking
are
for.
honest and nice about it, but it doesn't sound nice. You know what? That's true. That's fair.
That's true. That's
They're
very
honest and
true.
they're nice, but it doesn't sound nice when they say it.
Oh, what about Jersey people? What about the or Jersey characters? Perhaps are they?
The Jersey characters in the book, as Twangerine is fond of pointing out, and I actually did um, make this, well, because we were having jokes about the Jersey Shore, and we're always
Uh huh.
joking about the Jersey Shore and how the people on the actual TV show, The Jersey Shore, were all from Staten Island and not actually from New Jersey. That's actually a little Easter egg in book 2, where the characters who we meet on the Jersey Shore are actually from Staten Island. Not even
Yep,
Long
not even
Island,
Long
though.
Island, twin. Staten Island. Actually,
Staten
speaking of
Island.
those locations, that actually does actually weirdly enough go into another question I had very well, which is a lot of the locations in the book are very much based on real life places and very
Mm.
detailed descriptions of real life places. What was your process like for creating those images and for like, for example, as every writer loves to do, the famous research of I have to figure out how the characters would get from point A to point B. Oh, and Jay says, I miss the place I lived in on the Jersey Shore. Funny you say that with this
Yes.
question.
Well, and also, yes, okay, it is funny that you say that, and I'll use that as an example. I write the best from real places. I can't always write from real places. I can't always write from places that I've been. And in that case, I do a lot of research, usually, to like build a place for myself in my head, or to construct a place that does exist but where I have never visited. There's some locations like that in this book too. There's like a
Sometimes you
big
send someone with a
location
cell
where
phone to
I have
take
never
pictures of
been in
fences.
there, but right. I do sometimes send someone to take pictures of places. Um but I write the best out of real places. And so, like, for instance, there is a whole sequence in this book that takes place on the Jersey Shore. And they're on the train, the shoreline train. There's a walk, and there's a train station on the Jersey Shore, and that spot is exactly like right in front of Mom J's former house in Manasquan, New Jersey. There's a train station that's right there, and my parents for a while lived in a house that was literally like at the train station, like really like across the parking lot from the train station. Um, and so I can write really vividly from places that I've been. And so I do that a lot. That's a lot of getting from A to B is places that I've been. And I also will, I mean, I have extensive like archives of my like Google Maps and like Street View, and also the whatever's the one that's in between, where you can the satellite views of Google satellite views of places, um where I figured out, like, for instance, where a car could stop and like on the highway, if it was like stop dead, and like cross the highway and get to somewhere and be able to like get to the Hudson River from there. And um so
Mhm.
like I'll map all that stuff out. Google Earth, thank you, Michael. um and so that I feel like I'm there. It's kind of funny. I think I treat getting from A to B in a book the same way as I used to when I lived in New York. So there's a lot of locations in New York where I have been, and I use them a lot, and I use them even more in book 2. Um, and in fact, there's like my first New York apartment is a location in book 2, like actually the apartment
That's
and the whole
amazing.
neighborhood. And
You gotta tell me where that is so I can go visit.
I will tell you. And
I can make a pilgrimage.
and I used to have a thing when I lived in New York where I liked to know what direction I was facing when I would emerge from a subway, from like emerge from the stairs from the subway. So I would keep track of what direction the train I was on was going. And then when I got off the train, in my head, I'd be like, south, 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 south. And if I turned like east, 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 like in my head, I would just like have the directions in my head so that when I got up onto the street level, I knew exactly which corner I was on. Like if I was on
Smart way to do
the
that.
northwest corner, and then I would know which direction to go to wherever I was, and I wouldn't have to stand there and try to like get my bearings and like look at signs and like figure it out. I would be able to come out of the subway and know exactly where I was going, even if it was a place that I had never been, um, like a specific, intersection where I'd never been. Because obviously you learn that when you live in the city, you just kind of learn these things after a while anyway. Um, and I feel like basically when I'm going from A to B in a book, like location to B, I'm doing something really similar to the south, 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 east, 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 east. So I know exactly where I am at all times. Yeah.
That's a very helpful way to do it. Am I also correct in remembering that you used a real estate listing for one sequence as
I
well?
surely did. There is a location in book 1 that actually recurs in book 2. Um, I found a beautiful, like amazing building where I wanted this location to be, but it was someplace I had never been and I couldn't afford to live in a million years. So I looked at real estate listings and some of them were very detailed. Not only did they have pictures, but they had like complete layouts of the whole place. And so, and which isn't to say that I didn't take any liberties with it. Like even if I go from a real place like that. Oh, Soul of a Dragon. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the
You.
tip, for the $5 tip. I appreciate that so much. That is so kind. And I will hydrate, Lady Writes, for you. Thank you. I think M should hydrate too if she's got
I've been
water there.
hydrating. I've got my water bottle. I never go anywhere without it.
And yeah, so there's like I'll take liberties and like make a place different than how it is in real life if necessary, especially if it's a place I'm not naming. Like I never say what this building is. I know what it is and I know where it is. And I've seen a million pictures of it and I've seen all these real estate listings, but like like I installed a service elevator in the back that I don't know if it's really there. Um and an entrance to where the service elevator is. And so on.
They should put in there in your honor. In my opinion, at least. But I'm also never going to go into that building ever because I'm also never going to afford to live in that
We're never
building.
going to
So in
be
my
rich
heart,
enough
it
to
will
go in that
always.
building.
No, no
If
one
I'm
is.
ever rich enough
That
for that
building's
building,
terrifying.
like if I'm really rich enough,
Oh,
if I this isn't
Ian.
I mean there's no way this is happening, but if I became like just a completely insanely rich author somehow, which I don't see happening, but if it did, I'm buying an apartment in that building even if I never live in it.
Can I squat in your apartment then?
Absolutely.
Yay!
Just simply squat in the building. I don't know what building it is. Should I tell people
That's
what
not
building
going to
it
work.
is?
I don't think it
Does
really
it
matters that
matter?
much. It's not a warehouse building.
No, there's a building. It's the Doralton. If you guys look it up, like on Wikipedia, you
You'll
can see the whole
understand.
history of it. It's
Oh,
this
damn,
beautiful,
Twan, you
like
said that just at the
Beaux-Arts.
right time.
What?
Twan just said it's funnier when we don't
We don't know.
know.
Oh, oops.
Right after you said it. Then forget it, Twan.
Erase that from
Don't
your
look it
mind,
up.
Tangerine. Just erase it from your mind. You never knew.
Just sever it from your brain. Yeah.
It should happen for comedy. I should get rich for comedy. I'm on board with that, Leo.
Oh, perfect.
Michael says I want
Nice,
a
yeah.
one-room warehouse building. Yeah, that would I mean that would be great.
I would also love a warehouse building. I think that would also be great, but we don't have
Mm-hmm.
time to. Thankfully, none of the characters in I Was a Teenage Death God are old enough to have to deal with rent, which I do feel may be the one small reprieve of everything that they're going through, is that they don't have to worry about taxes on top of the murder ghost. Like,
I guess the perks of
unfortunately, they do have to deal with
being
JOL. But
First to be a
for those
teenager.
who are not in the New England area, which I learned that other places don't have this when I
I think a
sent the
lot of
book
places
blurb to
have something
someone,
similar, but they might not
it's not
call it
called the
JOL.
same.
Yeah, the junior
The
operator's license.
operator's license, which basically is a law that prevents you from driving anyone not related to you in a car for a certain amount of time to essentially prove that you won't vehicular manslaughter anybody first for like 6
Yeah,
months.
you have to drive with like an
And then,
adult license, like a licensed driver over 18 or only family.
yeah, you can murder your siblings.
Right, you
They're
can murder
fine
your
with
siblings.
fratricide, but they're not with
Like
anyone
Charlie and
else.
Sam can drive each other around, but they're not supposed to drive. Technically, they can't drive Ravi around.
It's not a learner's permit. It comes directly after a
Yeah, no,
learner's permit.
it's not a learner's permit. It's like a what's the word I'm looking for? Probation period until you
Yeah.
turn 18.
Trial run. Not till you turn 18. It's 6
Oh,
months
it's 6 months. Okay, JOL for six
or
months.
something, or maybe a little longer than something like that. You have to
I
have
feel
it
like
for a
it's
certain amount
longer.
of time
There's also a
because
curfew.
they
You
issue.
have to like you can't drive after a certain. Because I remember when we were doing
Yes.
Cozy, and
Yes.
our stage manager Abigail was on JOL, and we were like doing tech
Definitely
late
past the
into the
curfew.
night. Yeah, and Abigail was like, I could not encourage her to violate JOL, though she did not care about it.
Um, the question is, how would the cops know though? Is because they give you a license that is shaped differently and also has junior operator's license printed on it in the most giant letters you could possibly imagine.
Yeah, they wouldn't know unless they pulled you over. Like you could get away
They
with
wouldn't know
it,
that.
but if they pull you over and you violate JOL, I'm pretty sure that like kind of screws up you
You
having your
are
license. It's bad.
so fucked if you do get pulled over.
Leo
But
says, I
anyways,
don't know if we have that here because I got my license as an adult. I think they have something similar in a lot of states now. They didn't have that at all when I was growing up. Like you got your license at 16-year-old and you were like, boom, on the road.
terrifying.
Like, you know, hitting people with your car, I guess, is
All these teenagers pulling grandma packs wherever they go. That's terrifying.
For
Um,
context. We used to tell my grandma Pat, pulling a grandma Pat is getting to the intersection where you have to turn left and like getting to like a stop sign, and you have the stop sign and you're waiting for the opportunity to turn left and finally saying, I've waited long enough, and just going, whether or not it's clear. That's pulling a grandma Pat,
gotcha.
basically. I've
Um,
waited like grandma Pat. I've waited long enough. Is what you would say in that scenario.
yes. Oh,
Um,
I had two last things I was planning to bring up.
yes, and we've gone like way
Um,
over the time that you
we
planned to
did go way over
be
the
on this
time.
event. I don't know what that means for you.
For me?
Well,
We'll figure
so
that out
Em got
later.
snowed in here basically, and we think
Yeah,
she's
it's a long
snowed in,
story.
but she was supposed to go back home,
I'm snowed in. I can't.
but I think she's
I'm
snowed
not
in.
putting my life in the hand of teenage grandma Pats in a icy weather, okay? I'm not doing that.
The temperature did not increase. It won't turn to rain until 3 a.m. I see, because so that's ice. So that's not
Yeah,
that
no,
kind of ice, but a different kind of ice. Not the bad kind, just the dangerous.
um,
Well,
they're both bad.
they're both
You
bad, but
know,
one is definitely worse than the other.
that is very true. Actually, this question is kind
Teenage
of
grandma
related.
hats, aka
Teenage
Uber
grandma mutant
drivers.
Pats. Um, I was gonna ask in terms of like we talked about this a little bit earlier with Charlie and Ravi and their bond with both being trans teenagers.
Hmm.
Um, I wanted to talk some more about that and to get some more info about the awesomeness of having a T4T storyline
Yes.
in a book. But also I wanted to talk about Charlie and Sam and them being twins and about their twin dynamic and the thoughts behind that, because I
Mm.
had to ask about
I know you
that.
had to ask about that.
I am a twin. I have to ask about this.
The T for T
I ask
romance.
saying that I don't know where it all came from, but
The T for T romance. I mean, Charlie was always going to be non-binary, and I decided to make. When you're writing YA, so you're like, who's the main character? Who's the love interest? Who's the whatever. Um,
who
I
kissed Angela
liked
Krasinski
the
during contra dancing
idea
in the gym?
of the golden boy at school that everybody was in love with being a trans boy. Like I just wanted to do that. I like it's really important to me that not only can trans teenagers like see themselves represented in books, but that they can see themselves being the awesome one, like being the
Yeah.
beautiful one, like
Yeah.
being the
Also, not just
one that
it's also a
everybody is
South
in love
Asian trans,
with.
also a South Asian trans boy as well, which is also
South Asian trans boy, yeah. Well, and that actually, the Ravi ended up being South Asian. It's kind of funny, is because one of my students said to me, who was South Asian, said to me, and I'm not in a position to write, like I can't be writing like a South Asian main character, like that's not my story to tell. But a student had said to me once, had just made a comment, looking at some other YA, like why were all the Asians in YA like East Asian, from their perspective, like whether or not that's actually true. And I think there's more diversity than perhaps this particular teen had encountered at the time. But so when I was, I don't know, I kind of wrote Ravi South Asian for that student a little bit, just to like have like what they asked for. I feel like I was directly asked to create this character. Um, but yeah, but in terms of being trans, yeah, I think trans teenagers deserve to see themselves being the hero of the story, being the swoony love interest of the story, being the kids who save the world. Uh, without necessarily having to have it be like a story where their identity is painful or a struggle. Like, this isn't a coming out story. This isn't there are no like transphobic characters in the story coming after these kids. I put all of those feelings in the subtext into the supernatural part. um, but yeah, Julian, you would say that.
you would say that. Yeah, I don't know if I would say that about Robbie. I think I'd call him more a lover
Yeah, I
boy,
wouldn't. I
but
wouldn't say that about Rob. I don't actually think that's who Ravi is, but I could
no.
see why some people would say that though. I feel like
I
like
could
he might have a
definitely see that being the
reputation.
gossip among the freshmen at the school.
I don't think that reputation is. I don't think that labels is correct for Ravi, but I could see him having a reputation. Does any
Ooh,
ADHD show up in the story? Well,
that's a great
I'll tell you
question.
that I didn't intend to. I didn't write a main character with ADHD on purpose, but I'm going to tell you that I wrote a main character with ADHD.
Yeah, going
That's
back
like
and
what I
rereading
say when I
post that
say
is like,
like
oh yeah,
Charlie's red
Charlie.
Charlie's red flags are my red flags. Those are all ADHD traits.
Yeah.
Uh, so yeah, I might have written like an impulsive character who makes bad decisions constantly. Um, we talked a
Yeah.
little bit. If you guys go, I'll give the link at some point, like some places for you guys to
Mm.
find the Fabulous 413 podcast that I was a guest on. It was yesterday's episode, but we recorded it last week, and where we discussed for a while the trope of the disaster queer,
Oh yes.
which
Oh
is
yes.
Charlie.
I do feel like Charlie is maybe one of my like most closely held to my heart, disaster queers, because of how
Yeah.
it all feels, but also how much of it is just a mood with the yeah, I don't know. Like if I was in that situation, I don't really think there really is a better call here.
There
Like,
are, I
is it
mean, Charlie
disastrous?
does find himself in a
Yes.
lot of, with a lot of like not great choices, feeling
Oh,
targeted. Michael,
absolutely.
Michael, is it mean if I say yes? No, I don't think you are one anymore, but you definitely were when I knew you. Michael, by the way, Michael, I've known since I was in college.
Oh
Um,
my god. Wait, is Michael the one who did the 212 method or the 232?
no, actually, strangely
Okay.
not. Um,
Okay. I didn't know for sure.
but no, but Michael was probably a formative disaster queer in my
Oh my
life.
god. That's so cool. Hello, legendary disaster
An
queer.
iconic.
We're not explaining the two
We're
for
not
two method.
explaining that. We're not explaining that on the because this is a family friendly stream and we don't talk about things like
Mhm.
alcohol and drugs on here. There's no drugs in 232 method, but
Yeah.
there may or may not be alcohol involved.
College stories.
Yeah.
But
Michael says I'll have to get
that,
the deets on disaster queer. Keep in mind,
yeah.
disaster queer is a like a trope, like a caricature. Like you weren't as much like you weren't as
It'd be hard to
disaster as the
beat
disaster
Charlie's
queer, but you kind
levels.
of were. And I mean
It'd
that
be hard to beat
with the most love and
Charlie's
affection
choices.
ever. And everybody loves the disaster queer. The disaster queer is a lovable character. I hope.
I love the
I was a
disaster queer.
disaster,
It's
says Michael. Yeah. Here I'm trying to be kind. I'm like,
that's
I
really
absolutely
funny.
mean that with love. Um,
Yes.
was there a second part of
Um
that question that I was ignoring?
there was. I was asking about Sam and Charlie and
Oh, as
the
twins.
the focus of twins on the story.
I mean, okay, there was a period of time, and you are aware of this.
Yes.
You lived it. There was a period of time in at the studio, um, the performing arts studio that I technically still work at with Mom J, but which Mom J and
Ooh.
my dad and I were all like working out together. And during its heyday, we had like it was quite full all the time. We had lots of students and lots
Yes.
going on.
And we thank you for it because it's given me a lot of the tools I used to succeed in life. Like 95% of them.
um, there was a period of time, and I know we counted them up once, and I don't remember what the number was, but where there were so many of our students who were either sets of twins or like half a set of twins. Like we had one half, and the other twin maybe didn't come to our studio, but we also had like numerous like full sets of twins at the studio, and like so many of our students were twins. And then even there were other students who like weren't a twin, but they had twin siblings who were twins. Um, Also, Mom J is a twin that you guys may or may not know.
Yep.
Uh, so I would say that I absolutely became kind of fascinated with twins and the kind of unique challenges that twins face. Um, and getting close to people like M and C gave me a lot of thoughts about that. And, I think it's like I have a sibling who I have a younger sister, and we're close. We were very close growing up. Um, and certainly there, we dealt with some of the same issues. Like we dealt with certain types of jealousy or um, sharing, and like there were things like having very different personalities, but it's not the same. There's definitely something very unique about facing those challenges as twins and growing up like that. So it was just natural to me, and then it became part of the magic system really for Charlie and Sam to be twins. And but they're not the only twins in this story, and you can blame whatever was in the water here in the Pioneer Valley that made all these twins happen. I don't know
Yeah.
what it is, but there's so many twins.
I mean, I actually did some research about this, and apparently it's something to do with it's with health. It has something to do with healthcare billing around fertility treatments is a big part of it, but that doesn't explain all the twins.
Right. Well, and obviously,
There was
I
too
don't
many
have the
twins for that.
information on, and nor would I have the right to like pry into fertility treatments that might have been
Yeah,
undertaken
yeah.
by the parents of the students in our studio. But
That's the thing I learned
yeah.
about from doing research about it. Also, I do feel like it's important to go slightly back in the chat to something that was Michael said I was a pinball coated with nitroglycerin, and Tuan said this sounds like a Queen lyric, and I do think that would be a great Queen lyric.
Mr.
I
GSC
just
would
need to.
know if it was.
Mr. GC would know if it was.
I'm pretty sure it's not, but I could see that being a Queen
Yeah.
lyric.
Oh, I do think Sam would like a lot of Queen.
Sam absolutely would like a lot of Queen.
Sam would like Queen.
Mm-hmm.
Sam would love
For
that.
sure.
Nice.
Yeah,
Those
one or two, just one or two, Mr. GSC.
just one or two, just one or two. But
Michael, thank you
yeah,
so much. I think we probably can't carry the stream on for too
yes.
much longer either, but
Thank you for
I
coming.
posted some twin slander much earlier just mentioning, oh wait, we got to go
Oh, I
back and look
saw
for
it.
it.
I saw the creepy twin mentioning. I will say,
Uh,
um,
Imagine living
somewhere
with
there
twin
are.
siblings sounds like a nightmare. Oh.
Well, that's the thing is that you can the twins can unionize.
Well, I think that's what Twan's saying is living with being the sibling who has siblings who are twins, being the non-twin sibling. Yeah, I
Mm,
think Twan is slandering the twins here by
yes.
saying that it's terrible for the other non-twin sibling
Well, I wouldn't
in the
know,
room,
but
right?
um, I have no idea if that would be the case or not. But what I can say is that I as a twin,
Combined
I
front,
deeply
yeah.
love the way that MJ wrote twins in this book. And I love it so much and it makes me so happy and emotional. And I'm very happy that other people get the chance to read this because I do remember there had been a book about twins that I had read right before you started writing this and I had hated so much for how it had written twins. And then I got the first four chapters of I Was a Teenage Death God, and I was like, finally, somebody understands. Thank God.
um,
But
yeah, I've written a lot of twins, but without any personal experience being a twin.
the twins
So
thank you for it. But
so did you have anything else that
alrighty.
you wanted to ask? In chat, do you have any questions that you want to ask
Oh yes,
before we wrap
I
this
think
up?
I'm
You have one
now.
more?
I'll no, I think
You're
that
out.
basically was most of my questions.
Is there anything that
I can
that
always make
chat
up
wants to
more if
ask?
people want to hear more, but we did go a full hour over what we were initially planning,
Yeah, we were
so
planning to make this like the same length as the original event
who
was going to be.
could possibly
But you
guess
know
that
what? And
MJ and
also,
him would have had a terrible idea of how much time something would
yeah, right,
take?
two people with great sense of time, you and I. Um
Oh, we do have a question from Twan.
Oh, yes. Do you plan to visit the New Jersey abomination called the American Dream Mall while on tour?
Do you?
Unfortunately, Tangerine, because I'm a debut author, so I'm not really known. At this time, my tour is limited. My book tour is limited to just besides local, just New York and Boston. But maybe on the next book tour, I could visit that New
Just
Jersey
the greatest city in the
abomination
world, and another
for
one.
the American Dream Mall. Wow. Okay. So you're starting the battle with Mr. GSC.
I'm not starting about. I didn't say which one was which.
I
I'm
guess
gonna let
that's
Twan and
true.
Mr. GSC fight that out.
Tangerine will slander New York at any chance they get, I'm pretty sure. Um,
Ah, I see.
so I think the greatest city in the world was
I can also point out that
sarcastic.
one has functioning trains and one doesn't.
You all know that New York City is the greatest city in the world. Is there a slash S on that though? Wait, it's Boston. Oh, okay. So we can have a battle between Twangerine and Mr. GSE.
Battle, battle, battle. But
Amazing.
hey,
Um,
ah,
uh, it's funny because usually Twangerine will argue with me about like on New Jersey versus New York City. So
mm-hmm.
I think they actually just like
Yeah,
to argue. I think
that's
it's just
fair.
an urge to
Oh wait,
troll, an urge to cause
this
chaos
is
and
a
conflict.
really goofy question, but do you ever give Sam and Charlie a canonical birthday?
Why'd you ask something like
Because I'm curious. No, I ask only
that? I know
because
I'm
I want to
supposed to
do
be
one of
okay.
those. I hate people who celebrate fictional
There's a
characters' birthdays.
million
Fuck this post and
authors
happy
who
birthday to
will be
Charlie and
like, you
Sam.
have to have a character sheet and you know their birthday and their zodiac sign and their
Oh, I
chart
don't care
and
about
you
that. I just want to know
know
how I can
all
make a
this
bunch of
stuff. I
obnoxious
don't,
posts about them.
unless the birthday's in the story, I don't know and I don't actually care. Is that terrible to say?
No, that's not terrible at all. I just wanted to know so I could be obnoxious online about it.
That's a fact. And you know what? I bet Twangerine's not going to argue with you about that,
No.
Mr. GSC. Out of NYC, Jersey City, New York.
Yeah.
M
I
gets
just
you.
wanted, in
M
terms of
does.
like,
M does, Julian.
I do get you. Listen, I just want to do like character, like, listen, in the same way that you can do like Genshin character art for their birthday. Like,
I will let. Here's okay.
do I get to pick?
Readers, including M, I want to hear after you've read the book. How
Mmm.
many in the chat are actually going to read the book? I know Leo will probably read it. Um,
Yes.
uh, after you've read the book, I want you to tell me when you think Charlie and Sam's birthday is. I know you're not going to, Twangerine. Maybe one day. Twangerine is going to buy multiple copies of the book and never read any of them.
And you know what? We thank you for that.
I know,
Thank you for buying the
Twan.
book.
You just need to find it and grab it. They'll have it at the library. You have already bought multiple. Twangerine has already bought multiple. Did any of them show up today?
Aww.
Did you get release day delivery? You know, books I buy never read. Right. I know that you already told me, so that's why I know you're never going to read them.
I mean, I'm literally sitting in the manga room, so
I've read a lot of
but
that book.
I know you have. I just say that
Not
I go
today,
in
though
here
the
and think, man,
digital
I want
copy
to
might
read
have
all of
already.
these,
Oh,
and then I
probably.
never get to. But yeah, you can get the book, you can get the ebook, but also there's a third kind of book you
Oh
can
yeah, the
get for
audiobook
I
came
Was a
out
Teenage
today,
Death
by the
Bug.
way.
There's an
There's an
audiobook.
audiobook. It is available from Audible.
Woo!
Ooh, it's there.
So go check it out.
I listened to the first couple of chapters this morning, and I really love what the narrator did with it. Like I think they just did an absolutely beautiful job. Their name is
Woo, woo.
Allegra.
I can find it. I
Hold
have their
on.
Instagram.
I do too,
Because of course
but
I do.
um, I need to find the information.
Allegra, Verleza is their name.
Verletza. It's probably Verletza, but yes.
Verlezza. Oh, yeah, probably Italian.
Not Clark, not Clark. Sorry, twin. I think Allegra Clark is probably not doing audiobooks for Audible. I don't know. Maybe. But yes, there is an
Who
audiobook. The
knows?
audiobook came out today. It wasn't listed until
Woo!
this very day. And I really like the work the narrator did on it a lot. So
So
I
go
recommend.
support.
Recommend. And you can buy the book. Does chat before we wind this up? Does chat have any questions besides
Yes.
Twangerine's question about uh,
The mall.
the mall, the mall in New Jersey? Maybe I'll be able to do a bigger book tour when I'm super famous, because that's happening.
Yay. Yay.
Or at least better
I'll get
known.
someone to I'll get someone to
So you're three teenagers pulled over by highway patrol on I don't know some interstate. Yes.
I mean, when you're rich and famous, I'll get someone to perform Memory from Cats at every single tour.
Amazing.
It'll be forced. It'll be no prior notice of it.
Memory from Cats. No, you have to get 10 people to
No,
sing
all
Memory from
Deuteronomy.
Cats, and
All
then
Deuteronomy.
one person to do God That's Good from Sweeney Todd. Just like we'll just relive
no, I'm
that
thinking
movie.
of bad things to happen. But yes, I would do.
What would be the correct course of action disregarding divine/supernatural intervention is to quickly change seats so the one teenager who isn't on JOL is driving.
Yes.
That would be the thing to do. It's almost as though Tangerine has read the book, and I know they have not.
I know, that was really funny.
It's like uncanny.
Yes. You have a question for yourself?
How tired will you be tomorrow? I may have clicked on buy audiobook using one of my credits. Darth Torlin, thank you.
Woo!
Thank you so much.
That's so nice.
Shelley, I predict.
That's so exciting.
What time is it in Germany right now? Does anyone know?
It's 6 hours ahead, right?
Is that how many hours?
I don't know.
Plus 6. Okay.
I'm guessing. It is 6. I was right.
Do you have to get up? Do you have university tomorrow? Do you have to get up and go to class? I think you're going to be pretty tired.
You may not be as tired as me though, so keep I'm getting up early to go back
stream
on the train.
I'll be on stream and I'll find out perhaps how tired Shelley is.
Yes.
1:56 a.m. Oh my goodness. 2 a.m.
Well, we should end
Shelley.
We should end now so that Shelley can get to bed before 2 a.m.
By 2 a.m. Not tired at all. Lock in 7 espressos. 7 espressos.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. As someone who's done that, don't do that.
I agree with M. Don't do that. Let me look and see if there's anyone we can raid who will be utterly shocked by it.
Oh, yes. Let's cause chaos, everybody.
Let's see. I want this to be in dark mode.
Also, for those who follow me on Tumblr, which is definitely a couple of you, I will be posting memes about this book on there because I intend to spread the word.
That's amazing. Oh,
you're welcome.
We'll go over. I know what we're gonna do. I know exactly what we're gonna do. We're gonna go get some friend zone action.
Woo! Alrighty.
Thank you all for being here with me for this Snow Day launch. It really means so much to me. And like it's made up for. I was pretty bummed when my launch event got canceled today, and this was so much. And M had come in for surprise. Those who follow me nowhere, because you can find me in the same nowhere. Oh my goodness. You can find Mr. GSC here with me.
Yay!
One more for lack of cat fun. What's a cat's favorite TV show? Claw and Order. Thank you so much, Darth Torlin, for that last 20 bits, for that last donation.
Can I be a day player on that show, please? I want to be a day player.
When is the NYC event is coming up this weekend,
Woo!
Saturday, March 7th. All the details are on my website. It is at Union Square Kitchen, and it's a big open house. Like, I'm going to be there for hours and hours and hours, so people can stop by. And then I think at 5 o'clock is when I'll be in conversation with the amazing Lisa Stephen Friday. I'm
so excited about that.
Yeah, it's this coming
Lisa Stephen Friday is so cool.
I'm gonna figure it. Are you coming? I'm gonna figure it out, Twandrine. Ha ha ha!